All right. So John and Keith Murray and a few other people could definitely um corroborate on this.
Corroborate.
So I met this girl one time. I don't even remember her name. And we went and hung out in Murray's basement and she was like Doug in Jägermeister.
Oh,
And
that's not good.
and yeah, and she got sick and I walked her to the bathroom and she threw up all over my arm. And that was the last time I ever spoke to her.
I would say that
It
would
was
have
like
been
the
right
first
before I
time I hung out
cleaned.
with her.
I would say that'd be right
Yeah.
before I cleaned my arm off with her hair.
Yeah, and then, yeah, and then John and Murray, they nicknamed her Squarehead for some reason. I guess
So
she had a
this
square
episode's
head, I have
dedicated
no
to
idea.
Squarehead.
Alright, Squarehead it is.
Squarehead it is. All right. I guess there should be an official way to start this. Who starts this one?
I don't remember. You,
Oh,
because remember
me.
you made fun of the last time, the way I
I make
the
fun of
way I was,
every
like,
time
very
you start it.
it
I
was
make
it
fun
was
of
very
you.
it was a very special episode last time.
Every episode you do is a very special episode. Dudley gets molested, then the kid goes missing. Uh,
Ah,
Jesse's on speed. God, we're terrible. I don't even know what number this is. 62?
six uh,
Hang on.
I think so.
I know how to do this. Yeah, yeah, it is 62. There we go. All right. Welcome to Mike and Dave Hit the Stage.
I'm Mike.
I'm Dave, and this is episode 62, Studio versus Live. This is another one
Yeah.
that's been a long time coming.
Yeah, and it finally I'm in technically my studio, I guess, my kid's room again,
Computer
but
room.
with my full setup,
Yeah.
um, not in my fucking car.
For once,
Yeah. I
watching a
actually have
lady
the
pick up
weekend
trash
off.
with a spoon.
Yeah. Watching woman Tully walk by.
Sure, he loves that reference.
It's not him. It was a woman who looked like him.
I
He
know,
does
but
not look like a woman.
no, thank God.
Jesus Christ. You and Mike, I feel like I got to defend myself every time we do this because and especially it's funny. We do these now. I mean, we used to do like 3 or 4 in a row. And now it's either day of or the day before.
Yeah.
And we get the critique from Mike in Discord when we finish, the next when it comes out. And half the time he says something, I'm like, what did we say? I don't even remember. And this is the day before now.
Yeah,
So
it's not about what we're saying over time. It's that you don't remember what you say as you say it. You're not
right,
recording it into memory.
right.
My brain stuff sticks in my head that I've said because I'm stupid, but it has nothing to do with like the text message I sent you. What was it, yesterday or the day before? I accidentally sent you a text message.
Oh, yeah, yesterday, yesterday.
Yeah. So
I figured it was a knife. I was like, "What are you sending me pictures of knife? What are you sending me knives for?"
so a friend of mine asked for a recommendation on a knife for legal reasons. And I
Okay.
sent him something. I said, it's not a very big knife, but it should be strong enough to cut through something like a leather jacket. Not that that's what it's for, but it could. And then you went, why are you sending me
And
knives? I go,
that's what you texted me. I'm like, "All right."
and, and then I said, I'm sorry, that's not meant for you. This isn't about murder.
Right.
And then I had to follow that up with,
Just should've just said yeah, Dave wouldn't kill himself or whatever.
I said, Dave wouldn't do that. And then more importantly, I said, oh, wait, this was meant for a real man.
Yes, you did say that too. Thanks.
Couldn't stop myself.
Yeah, listen, I get it.
You're not amongst my knife toting friends.
Right, right.
You
You
know,
know,
the either
I used to
criminals or
when I
former criminals.
yeah, yeah, well, I wouldn't call them criminals now.
Well, if they're still criminals, they're still criminals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just
Not-
wouldn't say it to their faces. I don't know.
oh, I would.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yet again, why you said what you said.
Yeah, exactly. So, studio versus live, we picked.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. We should
Yeah,
do
we
this.
should
Huh?
talk about the actual topic. Studio recordings versus their live counterparts, and you picked some really good ones.
Thank you, sir. You picked some good ones too. I like kind of what you did with this list too, because it kind of flowed. Both of us picked. Um. Well, we'll get into it when we get there. But I see the way you set it up, and I like it.
For once we agree on something.
Now, did you do that on purpose? There's a few that are back to backs that are the
Link.
person who huh?
The links.
Yeah. Which was
Uh,
cool. When I was listening, I was like, oh shit. This is the guy who took over. This is the original.
If you look at the list, I didn't change the order of the songs that were picked. I just picked the
Okay.
changed the order of live versus recorded. So I did recorded first, then live. That's the only
Yeah,
thing
you
I
called me
changed.
an idiot because I did them backwards.
No, you did them the way your brain thought of them.
Yeah.
That's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. Originally, I think we put live versus recorded. So you did it the way
Yeah.
you read it, and I just changed it to like the way somebody would normally experience stuff like this, where they'd either
Hearing it
have heard it on the radio
studio
or heard
first.
it on, in some of these cases, I heard on MTV.
Right.
And then you'd go and you'd
Right.
find either a live album or you'd go see them live and you'd see it differently.
Yeah. That which is this was a fun list because I out of all the ones I picked, I haven't seen one live. I've seen them all except one.
Wait a second.
And on yours, I haven't seen. Oh no! On yours, I haven't seen any. I never saw Judas Priest.
Really?
That
That
yeah,
is,
I just never got a chance to.
I know. I feel bad for you. I've seen
Yeah.
Judas Priest. I think the second most out of any band I've ever seen.
Mhm.
I've seen them like 13, 14 times.
Yeah. So let's start. And you picked Part 3 by Fate's Warning.
Yes. Off the album A Pleasant Shade of Grey,
Okay.
which
I'm glad you put glad you put this first.
did you like it
It
the
was my
least?
least favorite. This is my least favorite.
Really?
And this is gonna say I don't mean to sound like a just well whatever. The fucking riff is so simple. Am
Okay. I see
am I
what
you
you're
know what I
saying.
mean?
Um,
The live version was better.
oh,
It gave it
yeah.
a little more life to it.
Oh, yeah.
But when it first started playing, I went, "Ee." Don't get me wrong, it grew on me. I don't hate the song. This is on this list, it's my least favorite.
That's really funny, too, because this is actually one of my favorite bands of all time. This
Okay.
live
Hey,
album.
listen. It may be just the song.
And I picked this song specifically because it was a little more rock based than,
Excuse
open
me.
sounding or here we go. No,
Right.
sound muffling. Discord's lovely noise cancellation got rid of most of that sound.
Well, whatever. I'm drinking beers tonight. I can finally
Crack
have a couple
Coronas.
while we're fucking doing this list. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. So the album Pleasant Shade of Grey, I love the writing, but I didn't like the recording because it sounds so sterile. It sounds
Okay.
cold, it sounds emotionless to me. And then you hear Still Life, the live album that this comes from. Like
Right.
the live album that was toured, and it's so much more vibrant.
Mhm.
His voice is alive. The guitars are more interesting. There's so much more
Yeah.
going on even with keyboards. There's more ambient sound in the background.
Right. There was a lot more to it in the live version. I felt the studio version was just so blah.
Blah.
Yeah.
And now I know you're probably never going to listen to the entire album on Pleasant Shade of Grey voluntarily. If you were to, you would notice immediately how sterile the entire album sounds. But if you put on disc 1 of
Really?
Still Life, which is A Pleasant Shade of Grey, beginning to end. It's a completely
Mhm.
different album.
All right.
Like it's an emotional roller coaster musically.
Yeah.
And I
By the way,
know
if you hear noises behind me, it's my cats fucking jumping all over the place.
at least it's not your cats fucking.
Yep. They're brother and sister, bro. Come on.
They're cats. Cats do whatever the fuck cats want to do. They're fucking cats. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, I've seen these guys more than once, and they
Okay.
play something from this album at almost every show, and
Mhm.
every time I'm happy. I've never
Alright.
seen a bad Fates Warning performance. I've seen an
Now this
emotionally strained one. I've seen technical difficulties, but never
Mhm.
seen a bad show.
Now, I A Pleasant Shade of Grey Part 3. Alright. Uh, how many parts are there?
12. So it's
Holy
one piece
shit.
divided into 12
Right.
tracks. Some of them
Okay.
are like short intros and, ambient
Right.
pieces, but some of them are 3
Right.
or 4 minute songs. There's nothing like
Okay.
there's no 20-minute grandiose epic in the middle of this.
Right, right.
It's they're
Okay.
broken into actually I'm going to bring it up on I prefer the still life version just cuz it's amazing. Um
Mhm.
the longest song is 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's the one I wanted to use, and I chose not to because I know you would not handle
No,
that
I
well.
would listen.
But
Yeah.
twice in a row wouldn't be fair.
Okay, I
That's
gotcha.
as much as I want you to experience the music I like, I know that you're still going to be consuming this, and it has to be in a
Mhm.
consumable form.
I gotcha.
Because on Still Life, there's also a track on the second disc that I could
Right.
ruin your day with. It's called the Ivory Gate of
Why?
Dreams, and that's 20 minutes 54 seconds.
Oh, I would quit the podcast.
I know. You'd be like, "Fuck, I'm not doing this." That'd be the first time you'd be like, "No, I'm not even
No.
gonna hit play."
Right, right.
So
Boy, yikes.
let's go to
Yes, go ahead.
your first.
Yes.
And you picked The Conjuring by Megadeth from Peace Sells, But
Yes.
Who's Buying?
Yes. One of my favorite songs only because it reminds me of walking to school in high school. Uh, I didn't go to no, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I did not go to my zoned high school. I don't know, here in New York, you go to zoned high schools,
Yeah.
in public school. I don't know if it's the same way around the country,
Oh, that's true.
but,
I never thought of that.
but, uh, so all my friends went to the zoned high school, and, alright, here's the story. Here's why I didn't go to the zoned high school.
Please tell me
My
that
zone
the school you had to go to was for special ed.
No. The school I wanted to go to, well, no, the school I was supposed to go to, uh, now, in the news back then, there was no internet. In the news, there was a lot of, Asian gangs that were supposedly in that school. Yeah,
No, no,
and,
please keep going.
and my parents didn't want me to go, so they got me, and this is also before the internet again, so we used somebody else's address who was zoned for that school, said I lived there, and, I went to the other school.
Oh, you committed mail fraud in order to get to a better
Yeah,
school.
everybody did.
I know.
Uh,
My parents
but,
lied about where we lived to get cheaper tuition on Catholic school.
yeah. So, this song reminds me of one of the first month or whatever, walking to school with my Walkman, and, I can only carry so many fucking tapes, and Peace Sells was one of my favorite ones, and this was one of my favorite songs on it. So,
He Sells is a good
I
album.
remember a live version. I couldn't find the right live version, um, because I don't remember what it was on when I heard it,
That I get. Because there's
and
so many times we hear live tracks. You hear every once in a while they'll release something on MTV or you'll see something at used to see live tracks at live shows. They play them on like a video
right,
stream in between band setups.
yeah, but, yeah, so Peace Sells. I mean, Peace Sells, fuck, it's on Peace Sells, The Conjuring. Um, oh, I have a fucking Peace Sells story I'll tell you after this. So, yeah, I love the live version of this. I love both versions, but the live version, I feel is so much there's so much feel in it.
Oh, absolutely. And considering Megadeth was more speed than substance at the time,
Right.
or the substance that they were on was causing too much speed. Um, it's amazing how much they got across.
Yes. And this song, I mean, especially in the live version, uh, on a speed metal like that, they have a breakdown at the end, a literal mosh part
Yep.
that the live version sounds so fucking cool.
Yeah. The recorded one's all right, but the live one is so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
better.
But the live one, it's so fucking heavy. It's so like full. I don't know how to explain it.
It
You know,
it's it feels
the
more airy and open.
right, the sound is so beautiful.
I love that metalheads make this sound when we talk about bands. There's a
What's that?
involved in
Yeah,
everything. It's like, oh, it's so good.
it's not even
It's the way
it's
Italians describe bread.
oh, don't talk to me about bread. I tell my wife, my wife's not Italian at all, and I tell at the end after spaghetti and meatballs, I take the Italian bread and I dip I dip it in the sauce and I go, this is the best part. And she doesn't, I mean, she gets it, but she doesn't. There's not that feel,
She doesn't.
you know.
Now, I'm not Italian at all either. I have no Italian in
Right,
my lineage. In
right,
my house, when you made sauce,
right,
back when I was living with my parents, my dad used to send me to the store. He goes, "Go get 2 loaves of Italian bread," and one of them was
right.
for lunch. Because what he'd do is take
Yes.
the somewhat cooked sauce, and
Uh
then you
huh.
just bread and dipping. That was lunch.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was amazing. I'm drooling
Oh
thinking
yeah.
about it.
Oh, I just made
So
spaghetti
good.
and meatballs the other day. I texted my son. I said on the way home, I'm gonna get stuff to make spaghetti because I make my own meatballs. I don't make my own sauce yet, but I'm gonna learn that too. My mom does. And one time I made it and it didn't come out right. But so I got to learn to make my own sauce. But I texted my son, I'm gonna make spaghetti and meatballs on the tonight, and in big letters. Oh my god, it's so good. Yes. I asked him, do you want me to make spaghetti and meatballs? That's what I did. And he was like, oh my god, you don't even have to ask.
I made it last weekend. I made it for my mom and my family, and I
Hmm.
buy because I don't feel like taking time to make meatballs. I buy the package of meatballs from our butcher. So they
Okay, all
make
right,
them
that's
and
not
pack
bad.
them there, and they freeze them.
Yeah.
And then what I do is I drop them into the sauce cold.
Hmm.
And because I slow cook my
Okay.
sauce, they came out
Yeah. All right.
perfect.
All right.
Oh my god, it's so
I
good.
make mine. Yeah, I make mine in the oven. I make mine. Mine are
You bake them first.
ground beef. I make them ground beef and sweet sausage. Um, and then yeah, and then I bake them, and then I throw them in the sauce. And it's not that long. I do it for like maybe half hour, 45 minutes, just to get the taste in the sauce. And oh
I
my goodness.
when I do them normally I'll do them in the like I'll fry them in the pan a little bit just to get a little brown on the
Hmm.
outside, and then right
Hmm.
into the sauce.
I love that this turned into food show, by the way.
There's
But
no cooking instructions. It's just drooling about food.
but here's the I know, but here's the we're getting back to the part of music. Um, it's hard to explain to somebody who doesn't know or doesn't feel the music the way we do. Uh, uh, that's the only way we can. It's that it's a feeling. I can't tell you what it is.
Nope. There's
Uh,
no real way to describe that feeling to um
right,
a civilian of the type of
I
music.
guess.
Like an
It's not even
outsider
the type
doesn't
of
get it.
music, 'cause I can do it with it doesn't have to be metal or punk or hardcore or anything like that. There could be a pop song that I hear and I just go, "Oh, there's like that one part that just gets me."
Yeah, the end.
You're a dick.
I am a dick. I saw it coming. I'm like, I can't stop. I can't stop it.
Yeah.
But the truth is, when it comes to what I call it, you know, getting the hair to stand up on the back of your neck or getting the
Mhm.
goosebumps,
100%.
whatever does that for you is amazing. Because that's not
ASMR.
something you can. What'd you say?
It's ASMR.
Oh,
I never knew I had it. I had it my whole life until somebody explained it, what it is. I get
I
that chill down my spine. It's a brain orgasm. It really is.
it's a
It
ooh.
I don't and I get it not just through music. I get it through a bunch of stuff. you know? Not the weird stuff that they put on fucking line, like
Yeah, I was
people
gonna say,
chewing
like, people
doesn't do it for
shredding
me.
lettuce and shit.
But like the whispering does it,
That does no
music does it. Yeah, it and it doesn't have to be anything like weird.
because of my hearing damage, whispering pisses me off.
Okay.
Whispering and mumbling. If I'm like, I work with a mumbler, and every time he talks, I go, I don't know what the fuck you just said, but I'm gonna assume it was
Yeah.
insulting.
Yeah, mine is, uh, rooms full of people and somebody across the room trying to tell me something. I'm like, "Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing."
I say I got nothing so often, people think I'm
Right.
kidding. I'm like, I have
No.
no idea what you just said. And
Right.
at work, when somebody mumbles or says something, I go, "What did you just call me?"
Right.
Because they're more likely to
I'm nervous.
repeat it if they feel like you're threatened.
Mm,
And it's terrible. I'm so deaf. Like, even now with these headphones on, there's just a ringing in the
mm.
background.
Oh, there's always a yeah, for me too.
Too loud, too close,
It's terrible.
too long.
It's yeah. That's why I tell my kids now, I'm like, "Bro, listen,
Earplug it up, keep the
learn
volume
from me." I'm
down.
a yeah, I was a dope, and back then there was I mean, at work, at my job, one of the hugest things is hearing conservation, and, they every year, we have to go for a hearing test,
Oh, that's good.
and mine hasn't they give you a baseline, they find your baseline, and then, mine hasn't changed in I've been with coming up next week, I'll be there for 23 years. Uh, Mine hasn't changed in a long time,
That's good.
which is great. Yeah, yeah, because 'cause I'm fucking deaf,
I'm
dude.
gonna say I'm getting deafer
Not as
by the
deaf as I
day.
thought I was. Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting like
No, I'm not.
I'm not getting like my hearing's not going okay. The ringing is getting louder.
Mhm, mhm.
And I rarely use headphones. I don't play music in the car very loud. I try not to assault
Right,
my senses.
right.
When I used to go to the gun range hearing protection was a must,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
in the studio, I made the mistake of not doing it, and
Oh,
I have paid for
that's
it
what yeah.
dearly.
You know why? And I mean, there were probably so many ways I coulda got over this. I probably coulda asked fucking Mike or Joe or somebody. As a singer, I felt like I couldn't
Hear yourself.
feel the music. I couldn't yeah. I couldn't do it right because I couldn't hear I heard myself in my head, which is weird. Which because doing this, all I do is hear me and you in my head,
Yes,
which I need.
but singing, you need to hear more of the out and back rather than
Right,
what's up here,
right.
because it's a
So,
different like
I mean
the way my voice sounds in my head is different than the way it sounds outside of my body.
right, so I would try, I would do it for, like, a song, and I'd be like, I can't." And it just I mean,
Yeah.
it's funny, I could tell you, my hearing is better in my right ear than my left, and that's always because the bass was always on the left.
And you think the bass did more
I think
damage?
I think so, yeah.
Which is funny because usually the higher register sounds do the most damage.
I don't know, I did it's hard to tell because 'cause I'm trying to we're talking to, like, 4 people now, but the Roxy setup was always 2 was the bass and and 1 guitar on the left side and 1 amp on the right side, so maybe that's why. Maybe it was a combination of the bass and the 2nd guitar.
I don't know. We
I don't know.
My time at Roxy, I spent 90% of the time on the opposite side of the room of of the amp
Right,
just because of what amps wanted to be used. I just plug in,
right.
run my cables to the other side, so I was out of the way.
Mhm.
I don't give a shit where I stand. I can hear myself.
Yeah.
Big ass bass tone. That's all you need. I never
We have
I didn't need to be close to the amp. I wasn't making adjustments. Set it up, plug
yeah.
everything in, walk away. The only time you go to the
Right,
amp
right.
is when you got to turn it off.
Mhm.
That was it. So let's go to number 3 on the list.
Right.
And I didn't know what you were going to think of this.
Um,
Oh, before we do it, let me say what it
okay.
is. This is
Yes.
Kill and Destroy from Blaze Bailey from the album 10th Dimension and
Okay.
from the album As Live as It Gets.
First thing I thought of was you couldn't call it seek and destroy, so you called it kill and destroy. It was my stupidity. I know it was nothing had nothing to do with that.
Which is funny because the
Um,
original song Search and Destroy by Iggy and the Stooges goes
Right.
way back.
Um. This. How do I say this? I liked it. I liked it, but I kept, and this is my problem again. I kept uh comparing him to
Bruce
Bruce.
Dickinson.
Bruce Dickinson. Um, this song started, and he started singing, and on the studio version, and I went, this is the guy they got to replace Bruce Dickinson, and I didn't see
Why?
the right, right. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I don't expect every band when you get a new singer to find someone who sounds like the old guy, like Ripper. I hate saying that.
Tim Owens.
Uh,
He's on this
Tim
list.
Owens.
He's coming.
Yeah, yeah. The Journey guy. I
Arnel
forget
Pineda,
the
or um, it started with great.
Steve.
Wait, let me
Well,
do this because Mike made sure I knew this. It started with Greg Rowley, then it
mhm.
was Steve Perry, then it was Steve Ogiri, then it was Arnel Pineda.
All right, we know Steve
All of them.
Perry. All right,
Steve
right.
Perry and Arnel Pineda.
But these are bands that went out and looked for people who sang like the original,
Yes.
which I understand. Iron Maiden did not, but I compared him too much to
Bruce.
Bruce Dickinson, and as I was listening, I understand that he's a different person, obviously, and the only thing that got in
Oh
the way was
no.
the thick Scottish what?
Oh, you're
No.
botting a little bit.
Oh,
Give it a second.
sorry.
Oh
I'm
no,
good on my
you're
end.
it's not your fault.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
continue, please.
So, um, the thick Scottish, is it a brogue? I don't even know if I
I
know
don't
it's an
think he's
Irish brogue.
Scottish.
Is he's not?
No,
What is he?
I think he's
Do the
English.
get your dick beaters moving.
Oh no, I fucking fucked the video up. Hang on.
Oh, come
I
on.
got it.
Jeez.
Relax. When I full screen an app, it sometimes fucks with the. Shut up.
Oh, all right. So, you told me he was Scottish. I
Well,
could have sworn you told me he was Scottish.
English,
Oh, is he?
English, original singer for the band Wolfsbane, and then
Okay. Well, whatever the
from what was it 94, 95, he joined
all right.
Iron Maiden. Out two albums later.
He froze.
I'm not frozen.
No, I'm getting updates from fucking Norton Antivirus right now, and it's
Well,
slowing my shit
it's
down.
2024. What the fuck are you doing with the Norton antivirus?
What the fuck am I supposed to use?
You don't. You don't need that shit anymore.
Why not?
You're
I'm
running
paying for
Windows
nothing?
11. You raw dog the internet like I do. Windows Defender does a great job.
I don't know what the fuck Windows Defender is.
It's built into Windows. You don't even have to think about it. Mike uses, I think,
Then I'm
malware
gonna
bytes or something.
I'm gonna
I raw dog the internet.
Oh, all right. I
I
I
know.
don't do anything on the internet anyway.
It makes one of us.
I'm not a I'm not a well, I'm not a teenager anymore. My God. There was some computers I should have just fucking, ran right to the clinic.
Everybody
But anyway.
remembers giving their computer aids to get like 2 Limp Bizkit songs or a Corn song.
Yeah. Oh, LimeWire or whatever the
Ugh.
fuck it was. Yeah, yeah.
Napster, Morpheus,
Biscuit
LimeWire, Kazaa.
songs.
What happened?
Yeah, Kazaa was mine.
Kazaa.
Yeah, and I love that thing.
Uh,
God. It would take 4 days to
Frostwire.
fucking it would take 4 days to download a fucking movie that I can get in 3 seconds now. Jesus Christ.
You don't even have to download it now. You can just start playing it, and when it's done, it
Right,
disappears into the
it's
ether
right.
until you're ready for it again. Yeah.
Amazing.
Anyway,
So, Blaze
yeah,
Bayley. Okay.
I I
So,
do want to
maybe he's
mention
from the
this.
dregs of England. Go ahead. What?
I do want to mention this. This is his second album
Okay.
after leaving Iron Maiden. He
Okay.
had Silicon Messiah, and then he had this, The 10th Dimension. having it
Listen,
be the second album away, he started to step away from trying to sound like he's filling in an
that's what
Iron
I was gonna
Maiden.
say. That okay, good, because I was about to say I enjoyed it because it was not, "Hey, I was the Iron Maiden guy once, so I'm going to continue to try to be an
The Iron
Iron
Maiden
Maiden
sound.
tribute band." Right. I liked it that it was his own sound. Um, the now that we haven't got there yet, but the crowd participation in a live album is what I love, and the one reason why I hate but my next one, I dislike one of the things I dislike about the live version is that the remastered versions try to make
Oh,
it
the
more
live album.
studio, and I don't wanna hear a studio version. If I wanted to hear a studio version of a live fucking song, I'd listen to the fucking studio version. You know what I mean? Stop taking the
I
crowd
agree
out of it.
completely.
Stop, stop.
I
Because that's
agree.
what they did, and they didn't do it on this. Because when the crowd was yelling, "Kill and destroy," I was like, "Oh yes, that's what I like. I give me that chill. That's the chill I get down my spine when the fucking crowd gets into it."
Yeah, and that's what you want to hear. You want to hear a crowd chanting "kill" over and over again. Hey,
Listen,
I honestly love
Dave, we're
this
built
song.
differently. We're built differently. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm shit
someone would
stacked in
look
a
at us and
pile.
go, "No, no, not me and you. I mean, me and you are on that part. We're the same. Where somebody on the outside would look at it and go, "Oh my God, they're chanting kill,"
Yeah,
and we don't. Well, maybe in your situation you do mean it, but I mean it's just
yeah.
it's the
It's right up
it's
there
the
with
it's the
is it
die
Creeping Death Live? Get yelling
die
die.
right, yeah, yeah, exactly. But no, dug this song. Not the greatest.
I,
Listen, not gonna lie,
it's actually
didn't
not
love
even
it. Didn't
the best work after Iron Maiden. It's good,
right.
but it's not the
Yeah.
best. I just love this. There's actually on the same album as Live as It Gets, he does a cover of one of the songs he wrote with Iron Maiden called Sign of the Cross.
Okay.
And it's very much, you can hear it that it's an Iron Maiden song.
Right.
And that's the main reason I didn't include it because I
Yeah.
wanted it to
Listen,
be
I'm
his sound.
I'm glad you did. It worked. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Also, he's responsible for some of the coolest album titles. Silicone
Is
Messiah,
he?
The 10th Dimension, um, Blood and Belief. They're really just
Mhm.
awesome titles.
Mhm.
You don't
Yeah.
see a lot of that. You see a lot of, like The Whispers. Ugh. Anyway, let's go to the next
Where
the
did
next
that
track.
come from?
I don't know.
Go
I
ahead.
I saw it the other day. I saw something called The Whispers and it made me want to like choke myself,
Not in a
not while
sexual way.
masturbating.
Don't choke yourself.
Don't choke yourself while masturbating. So the next one is Hallowed Be Thy Name from Iron Maiden off the album Number of the Beast, and the live version is the remaster of Live After Death. I know the remaster is the
Live
part that we hate, but you can't find
Live
the
After Death.
original Live After Death, real live one, real dead
I
one.
wish you could.
I know
Why is it not there? Why are they both not there?
because so the band poured money or the label poured money into remastering the live album. So
All their out and the album, all the albums too.
I know. And they scrub everything else off of music services to do that. What's the numbers?
Why?
Is this 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't care.
but all right,
Just being a dick.
it's okay. Number 3. Um, yeah. Now, uh, Iron Maiden. The first thing I heard was Live After Death.
Really?
That's why it holds such a special place in my heart.
Okay.
Is that I heard the live versions first before I heard the studio versions.
Interesting. I'm
Yeah.
not,
So,
I'm not shitting on it
excuse
because
me.
I
2 Minutes to Midnight, um, Run to the Hill, all this album. Oh, excuse me. God damn it.
what
You had to
happened?
bring it up because now I'm burping.
You drank too fast. You're getting burpy.
No. But it's not what I heard. It's not what I listened to when I was a kid. You know? There was more crowd. There was more feeling in the song.
Oh yeah.
Uh
Well,
Now
Live After Death was released in '85.
80 I was going to say 84. Okay, 85.
Was-
Excellent.
And then the remaster was done in '98.
Right.
And the difference in music, not only musical style, but recording
Mhm.
quality and mixing was night and day between 13 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, 13 years.
Right.
That 13-year
Right.
year difference is huge.
Right.
Because even the sensibilities in the metal community shifted away from live recordings having big crowd sounds, the amps sounding
Ah,
big
I
and
don't know.
reverberous.
Right. That's what I want to hear though. I mean, I
That's
love it.
that's what
And
I love.
the reason why I put this song is cuz by far this is my favorite Iron Maiden song.
Yes.
Oh god, I love this song. And
Is it my
never get tired of it.
is it
Since I
my
was a kid,
favorite
I've
though?
never gotten tired of it. It's my
No,
favorite.
it is pretty awesome. It is probably the most. Yeah, no, it's
It's
got it for as far as the Dickinson written stuff. This is like
right.
number one.
It's this and Number of the Beast. If anybody asks me what does Iron Maiden sound like, I would either play this or Number of the Beast.
I would usually avoid the Number of the Beast or the Prisoner because of the long intros. Too
No,
much.
but I'm just saying the sound in general.
Yeah.
What does Iron Maiden sound like? Here are the
Oh
two
yeah.
songs that if you want to know what Iron Maiden sounds like, these are the two songs.
True.
Hallowed Be Thy Name with the guitar harmonies and everything. Ugh, makes me want to throw up in a
And this
good
is
way.
back when they were still just two guitarists.
Right. Right. Right.
They're three now.
Yeah. And live they are disgusting.
Yeah. So
And Bruce is what, 68? How old is
uh,
Bruce?
Dick Beaters away.
68. Yeah. 68, I'm saying.
Yeah, hold on.
Go ahead. Do it.
I'm working on it. Working on it.
You need more computers in that fucking room so it doesn't screw up the flow here.
It's not fucking up the flow. I can't like type and talk and do all these things at the same time because I'm an
Hey,
idiot.
go get it.
He's
Can you
65.
talk to okay, I was off by 3 years.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
65. He's one of the younger of the
yeah, all right.
metalheads.
But either way, even at 65, dude, I'm 47 and another fucking 18 years from now, 18?
18.
Yeah.
Fucking
Uh,
I know. I'm
I
fucking terrible at
I'm
math.
not gonna be I can't sing now. I couldn't sing before. What the who the fuck right now, Mike and fucking Johnny are fucking yelling at their fucking computers right now or whatever, their phones, saying that you couldn't sing before.
Oh,
I know.
when
But I
I
mean
was able
now
to
I
sing and
can't.
somebody goes, "When?"
Yeah, yeah.
That's
But
right.
at
I can't
68,
sing to save my
forget
life.
about it. Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's another thing that we talk about. Some of these guys are still on tour.
Dude, Halford's what, 74? Just turned 74?
Think so. I'm on it.
Right? I think he just turned 74. And the man, I mean, listen, he's unreal. Live.
Oh yeah, he's 72.
I th- okay. God damn it. I'm always making people older.
Ironically, he's not the oldest member of Judas Priest either.
Judas Priest.
Yeah, I think it might be. Hold on, I think it might be Scott Travis. No, he's younger. Scott Travis is younger. I think it might be maybe Glenn Tipton. 76. Glenn Tipton.
Ah, you old
Ian
fuck.
Hill 73. KK Downing 72. It's amazing
Look
that
at
these guys play
all these
as
guys are in their
wild as they do.
70s. Right. And they're fucking playing these dude, they should play Painkiller once and then just call it a night. Good night. See you later.
For
But they
most
play that
70
and then
something year olds, that would be if they did it, that'd be their activity for the month.
right. My mom is 70. My mom is going to turn 74 in April. Now, I'm not saying that, but that's the age comparison. Is my mom up there doing that? What? No.
True. My mom's turning 73 this year. So yeah, my mom's
Yeah.
at
All
that
right.
age.
So
She couldn't
all
do
right.
that.
So right. Right. My mom is active and she can get around, but I could never see her doing something hours upon hours of excuse me, of doing that.
So the youngest member of Judas Priest is their newest guitarist, Richie Faulkner,
Was he 47?
44. And he almost died on stage.
He's the fuck. Oh, is that the guy that had a heart attack?
He had an aortic dissection or aneurysm on
Oy, oy,
stage.
oy.
Yeah, he almost
Who
fucking
the
died.
fuck's it? Yeah, I remember seeing the video. I fucking panicked, even though I knew he was all right. I watched it. I was like, oh my god.
Ugh, that's
Yeah.
scary shit.
No. Yeah.
But back to Iron Maiden. Um, the remasters don't do justice to their live performance.
No. No.
I
And the sad thing is that I saw it on a couple of these. A couple of these are remastered. I think you're one couple ways down is another remaster. I was like, oh, really?
no, actually,
No.
everything else is not remastered.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn I saw one. Anyway,
But when it
doesn't
when it
matter.
comes to Iron Maiden, I saw Iron Maiden and actually, I saw Iron Maiden, Queensryche, and Halford at the Garden, and that
Okay.
was
That was one
insane.
show?
That was one show.
When the fuck was that?
That was in the early 2000s.
That
So
sounds awesome.
there was a
See,
time where they were talking about
that's when I
doing.
was super punk rock and shit like that. I wish I you know what I wish I would have done? I wish listen, it's so funny that they say, youth is wasted on the young. I got into, I was a metal guy, right? And then I fucking became like a punk guy, and I went, "Oh my god, I wish if I would have saw that show today, I would have been like, I'm going. I'm going."
That's an
That's
absolute
why
like
oh, by the
that's a no
go ahead.
skip event. It's
Right.
like I can't skip
Right.
that.
But that's the funny thing is that and by the way, I don't know if you saw, but for Valentine's Day, I gave Mary Jane a card with both concerts we're going to. We're going to see Frank Turner, and we're going to see the last Sum 41 tour. And the Interrupters are opening for them, which is fucking phenomenal. But that's the thing is like you said, what's funny. I know I bring up Sum 41, and you're like,
I'm not a fan.
but it's the last. But it's the last. I tried to also see Blink 182. I think we've spoken about this also.
And their
When they
tickets were
came
so
back around,
expensive.
the tickets were like $600 for one.
Yep.
So I went and I know Mary Jane loves Sum 41. So I went when I found out that there was the last tour. Uh, I went on and um I was under the impression I went like this. I went, listen, I'm gonna try, and she'll understand this. I know because uh, if it's $100 my limit would have been $100 a ticket.
Okay.
Right. But I went and it was doable. It was like $80 a ticket, and I'm like, that is not terrible.
That's not the worst thing.
You're not no, and it's at the Brooklyn Paramount, which I've never been to, so I don't
The
know.
Brooklyn Paramount is still under construction.
Really,
I drove past
that's
it.
what I thought. Because so,
last night.
so it's a new place and nobody's played there yet.
I have it on my concert calendar that a band that I
Right.
listen to that I do not suggest for you at all, called Slaughter to
Worm.
Prevail, is playing in May.
I know them. That Alex Terrible or whatever the fuck his
Yes,
name is.
they're going to be playing there.
He'll, yeah, I've watched some stuff. Yeah,
I know you're
not
not
for
a
me.
fan.
Yeah,
I just love that his voice is that growly and brutal, and he has almost like a light voice speaking.
yeah,
He sounds like my
yeah.
brother-in-law with a Russian accent. My brother-in-law is not Russian, but he's
Okay,
got a
that
very
was
light
weird.
voice.
Yeah, I was just supposed to say, is your brother-in-law Russian?
No.
um. But yeah, so I bought those tickets and but it's something like that I didn't pass up. Even though I know and by the way, and I think I've told you this before, I saw Sum 41 because I wanted to see H2O open for them, and I went to see H2O, and I was gonna leave after H2O, but then I was there with Keith Murray, and he was like, "Fuck it," he was like, "We were it was in Sayville, it was at the Starland," and he was like, "Dude," he's like, "We fucking drove to Jersey, let's fucking just watch the show," and honestly, Sum 41 blew me the fuck away. Blew me away.
It's funny because
They
usually
do
they just
fucking
blow.
uh they do no, but they do metal covers. Like metal they'll do Metallica covers, they'll do Judas Priest covers, and they're fucking perfect. If they do anything this time around, I'll try to take a quick video.
I will tell you,
It
the last time I heard a band talk about like somebody saying, "Oh, they did a really good cover of a Metallica song," it was Nickelback covering
Okay.
"Sad But True" live.
Okay.
It wasn't bad,
Oh,
but it's
yeah,
still,
true.
you know,
Right.
it's not
No, they
exactly.
wouldn't do Sad But True. They would do like Leper Messiah, dude.
That would be
They're not
interesting.
they're not they're not yeah, they're not gonna play fucking Enter Sandman. Because
I've
these
heard
guys
bands
have that
cover
song
that
in their
too.
fat lip. They say Maiden and Priest are the gods that we praised as one of the lines in the song. And I told you their last album is split in two. You know, I mean it's called Heaven X Hell, but the Heaven part is a punk album and the Hell part is a metal album. It hasn't come out yet, and when we
I
will,
I
I'll do a
looked at
fucking.
myself for a second ago. I could just not move and he'd think I froze
I would,
because that was
you
just.
cockhole.
I don't like anything about Sum 41. I really don't.
All right, you know what? When this new album comes out, we're gonna do a solo episode on just their fucking metal side. Let's do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
you have to deal with my shit.
All
I
right.
have to deal with yours.
All right, move on to your next one.
Okay, so this is where we get controversial, and this was actually really hard to find
Okay,
because
why?
okay, so it even if you look at the list, it doesn't give the proper
Right.
name. It doesn't give the album. This is
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bloodstained
Okay.
from the album Jugulator by Judas Priest.
Why? I just noticed that Snake Pit, Snake Priest. What the fuck is that?
So this is the first album with Tim Owens.
Right.
Um, since Halford rejoined the band, they haven't reissued any of the Tim Owens stuff, and they won't because Halford doesn't give a shit about it.
But it should still be out there.
It's out there if you want to buy
No.
it new, but you're not going to be able to find it on streaming services. Remember when this came out?
Really?
This came out in '97, and there was no
Right.
streaming services. So it never like went
No,
by
but
the
why
time
would?
streaming services became an option, it was not new. So it wasn't, you know, Halford was back in the band. They did when they uploaded their discography, they omitted all of it. They omitted
That is
they omitted
nuts.
Jugulator, Live 98 Meltdown, I'm sorry, 98 Live Meltdown, and Demolition, the three albums with Owens. Oh, I'm sorry, four.
Wow.
Live in London.
Uh,
So four albums with Owens are basically scrubbed from the internet by accident. Like they just didn't include them because
well,
they're
not by
not
accident, on purpose. What are you
well,
talking about?
I'm you know what I mean, but more like they didn't need to upload them because they're not part of Halford's discography. So they just omitted them.
So those, so those are like the 13th floor of Judas Priest. Like
Very
there's
much
just no
so.
13. They just, yeah,
So
that's
the
pretty nuts.
98 Live
Um,
Meltdown, 97 Jugulator came out. By the way, um they were on MTV once with Owens.
okay.
They played a video for one of their songs. I think it might have been either this or Bullet Train, and it was on 12 Angry Viewers, and they were like, "No, this sucks. This is annoying. Skip." And seconds. It was like 45 seconds,
Uh-huh.
and it was off and never shown on MTV again.
Okay, so the live version of this is him still with Judas Priest.
Yes.
Okay, because I took offense to what he said, only because I love Rob Halford so much. When he said, "Let's play something a little more brutal,"
Well, it was meant to
and I
be.
went,
The new stuff was
"I
so much
understand,
more extreme.
I understand," but I was like,
Also,
"Go fuck."
drop tune, not drop tune, down tuned
Uh,
because he couldn't go as high as Halford. So what they did is
yeah,
they brought the guitars lower to his vocal range, so
on
he
all the
could
songs, it must have sounded
everything
so
on that
fucking
album.
weird.
It's crazy, but it's good.
Yeah,
Like to
no, but I
hear
mean every song,
every song.
like
The Sentinel, Electric Eye, Hellion, all of it is
right.
brought down a little bit.
But does it sound weird?
It sounds awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not saying it's better than the original. I'm not saying it's better than Halford,
Right.
but in and of
Right.
itself, it's awesome sounding. Um, their version of Beyond the Realms of Death on this
Uh.
is completely different than every other live version you're ever going to hear.
Right.
Diamonds
Okay.
and Rust, completely different song.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Yeah.
the
But
way they do
okay.
it on this
You know,
is so
I was
different.
about to
Halford
protest.
changed his.
I was about to protest, but like I said before, I don't want to hear a live version, a studio version, live. So if it's different, I might actually, it might be interesting.
So, how
You know,
familiar are you with Judas Priest live albums?
I've heard one or two. You know, I mean, again, as a kid, I didn't, which is weird because I heard Iron Maiden for the first time live and I loved it, but I never. I guess I don't know why, but I didn't like live albums growing up.
Okay.
I liked studio, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know why. And now it's switched. I would love to hear a live album of something. Even if I didn't like it, it's just seeing or hearing a band live is just I
It's a
love the
different
little
experience.
nuances. I love right. And we're going to get to it. There's my next song is I have so much to say.
I have a lot to say about it too, and not what you'd expect.
Okay.
But
Oh,
when it comes
yeah,
to
I'm going to punch you in
especially
the mouth.
no, relax. Pump the brakes.
All right.
Relax. When it comes to Judas Priest, the album Unleashed in the East. It's a live album. It's
Right.
awesome. It's very high energy. There's a version of the Ripper on there that is completely different than
Uh,
most versions. Different than the album. Their version of the Green Manalishi is on there,
mhm.
and that is
Okay.
a completely different energy. Diamonds and Rust is like fast paced.
Mhm.
It's almost like chugged by comparison to
Okay.
like the slower versions that we've heard recently. But live 98 Live Meltdown is the reason that they slowed down Diamonds and Rust,
Okay.
because
And even
they
now.
have the acoustic part, and then the heavy stuff is really like heavy metal balladish, rather than the way that they used to do it, which was fast paced.
Okay.
So let's go on to the next one, which is I
All
Still
right.
Believe by Frank Turner from the album Keep England, Keep My
England,
Bones. I'm sorry.
England. Yeah. What are you
And
dyslexic?
then the
Fuck.
live version. Yeah, I am dyslexic.
The live version is from Reading in
Reading
2010.
2010. So what year was the original released?
Um. So I don't remember what year. Um. England Keep My Bones came out. I want to say 2000. It might have been 2010 or 11.
11. I
Um.
just looked it up.
Right.
So
So
technically the Reading was before,
okay. If you listen, the crowd doesn't know the song in the beginning, and then they pick it up at the end.
because they've heard
Uh.
the 18,000 lines of lyrics that this song has.
18. Okay.
It's
Why is
like
it too much for you?
it's 8
You
pages of
fucking
lyrics.
listen. I saw this song. Me and Mary Jane saw it was Frank by himself without the band in the Brooklyn Knitting Factory. He came and played, and this is the show that I found Franz Ferdinand. I know you love uh, Fr- uh
Go ahead,
Franz
try again.
Nicolai. I'm sorry, Franz Franz Ferdinand was the guy who got killed. Was it
That
World War
started
One?
World War One, yes.
Yeah, not Franz
The
Ferdinand.
assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah. No, Franz Nicolai, which I know you love. Um, but I've heard uh probably about 3 or 4 different versions of I Still Believe. He came and he played at Brooklyn Knitting Factory. It was just him and his guitar, like the live version of this, and it was completely different. He was writing it, and he plays these new songs before
Test
they
them
come
out.
out on albums. Right. And he does that. The only part, don't get me wrong, the song's not completely different. Let me go back a little bit. But the part that always stuck was that part where the people sing I Still Believe. He did that in Brooklyn. when it was like 300 of us. Uh, and Reading, if you listen to the song, you can hear a few people singing it, ba 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 ba, and then he gets to that part and everybody sings "I Still Believe," and that gives me fucking chills.
I can understand that. I don't. It's not that I don't like it. I like the live version better.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not like I said. I'm not.
Well,
I
can I tell
don't
you
like the
something?
recorded version.
Can I tell you? Okay.
I don't like the recorded
Well,
version, but the live
give me,
version
give
is
me.
fun.
Listen, I just bought Frank Turner tickets. He's playing May 26th at the Paramount. There's still tickets available. Buy fucking tickets, fucker. It's a Sunday. You can go. Uh,
That there's a lot of depends involved in me
ew.
going.
Ew. Why?
Well, not actual depends. No, I bring
Yeah.
an extra
Well,
pair of underwear in the
with you, I
backpack.
never know.
No, I usually
With
bring a
you, I
pair of
never
underwear
know.
in the backpack in case I shit my pants. No, no. If my wife has to work, she works
Oh
every other
yeah.
weekend, so it's planning, a lot of planning.
But a Frank Turner live show, and you're gonna sit in the corner and just fucking be miserable. You know what? Don't come, because there's that one part at the end, uh, where everybody's dancing, and it's so fucking fun, dude. You're
I'm
gonna
more
dance. You're gonna
I'm more
fucking come.
concerned. Like,
You're gonna dance
do
if
you
you
think
come.
I would be there going like, "Ugh."
I think so.
No, I enjoy live music as well, no matter
Oh,
what it
it's
is,
a,
except for
a Frank Turner show is so fun because nobody
you keep
gives a
saying
fuck.
Frank Turner. I'm like, yeah,
Everybody's
yeah, Timmy Turner. I know.
yeah. Timmy Turner fucking shows are so great. They're so fun. You fucking nobody gives a shit. You dance, you yell. It's fucking fun. But go ahead. Why don't you like the live version?
No, I like the
The
live version. The
studio
recording
version.
version, for it's clean. It's very clean, which is fine.
Yes, yes.
But this is the kind of thing you want to hear in a bar.
Well, that's what he made. He writes. He writes
I know, but
pub music.
you don't want to hear it clean.
No, I know. Yeah, yeah.
Like it's
But
it's
I
that
see.
energy. Like you want it. You don't want it cleaned up. You want it open and live and airy.
Right, right. But he's
It's
got
just
to put out a fucking
it's not a
studio
huge
version.
argument.
Right. And he added a lot of shit in the studio version.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. I mean, he now has. Well, oh no, he might go back. He's not on a major label anymore.
Okay.
He was on Interscope. He was on Interscope for uh 5 or 10 years, and this time around, his new album comes out in a couple months. In May, I think. I think the beginning of May.
Okay.
Um, and he said he's not with the major label anymore, which is great because he doesn't have to. Uh, not that he did when he was on it, but I noticed it was very hard to reach him. He'll talk to bro. When I was at it 15 years ago, I wrote when I tried to be a blogger. Uh, I wrote a whole thing about him and don't stop it.
Can't
And
stop it. Was
and
it slash
I
fiction?
no.
Him, the
I
guy
would
from
write
Sum
about I would
41, showing you
I,
what it was like to be a man. I don't know why you let me speak. I don't. I really don't.
I just think I was frozen.
No,
I tried to fucking make you think I was
it was
frozen.
good. I for a second, and I saw your eye twitch.
So anyway, I wrote this thing. I sent it to him, and he responded. And he still does to this day. If you email him, he will respond. He'll talk to you. And I noticed when he
Why would
signed
you
with
tell me that? Why
what?
would you tell me that? Now
What
all I
you
want to
gonna write
do
to him?
is message Frank Turner.
Go ahead. He'll talk to you. Go ahead. If you're feeling lonely, fucking text him. No, email him. Then text him. Uh, but I noticed when he signed, Mary Jane and I have met him a million times. But I noticed we went down one time to go meet him because I know what bars he hangs out at. So we go down to meet him at the bar, and he had like two bodyguards, and I was like, eh, and he didn't let it bother him. They like stood next to him, but like he still spoke to people, and like if they say he was like, take it easy, guys, please, because he's a man of the people.
I hate that term, but I
Knew
get
that would-
it
I knew that would get you. I said it on
because it's the
purpose.
douchiest sounding thing I've ever heard.
Oh, I
Man
know.
of the people.
I said it. I said it on purpose just to see your face.
Fucking asshole. Oi.
I love it. You
Oh,
okay?
it's terrible. Yeah.
Are you running out? You running out of steam?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hungry. All the talk about sauce got me going.
All right, then let's speed it up. Go to your next one.
I'm not speeding it up. So let's go. The next one
Okay.
is Nailed to the Gun by Rob Halford, or Fight, from the album War of
Yes, fight.
Words,
Fight.
or the album Live Insurrection.
Okay. I know you said that you did not like the Fight album because he sounded thin,
The
and
sound
I
is
hear it.
very thin. You hear it?
I heard it. As soon as excuse me, as soon as it came up, listening to that version and listening to the live version, I hear how thin it is. I understand what you mean.
The guitars
And I
sound thin. There's
loved
no bass,
I loved the Fight album,
but you heard it.
but I heard it. Well, because I didn't have any context back then. But you bringing it up, and then it being here, I heard it and I went, "Fuck, he's right." It's very it's hiding how good Rob Halford is.
Very much so.
Yes.
And then the Live Insurrection version is
Mhm.
the exact fucking opposite.
Right. No, it's full. It's Halford being Halford. It's great.
And this was actually a secondary choice from
Mhm.
this album, from both albums. Because I was
Okay.
thinking about using Into the Pit,
I love that song too.
but
I was wondering why you didn't.
the Live Insurrection version has one of his guitarists doing
Right.
the vocals with him for Into the Pit,
Uh,
growling.
okay.
And it's good, but this is
Yeah.
better. I
Yes.
also thought about
Okay.
using a duet, a Halford duet.
Of what? Of
On
what?
the first Halford album, he did a duet with Dickinson called "The One You Love to Hate,"
Really?
and on this live album, they also do it together. Dickinson, because it was on that tour, he came
Uh,
out and they did "The One You Love to Hate" live, and the problem was it sounds exactly the same as the recording, just with crowd in the background.
right, right. Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, his voice is immaculate on this. The guitars are
Mhm.
awesome. Now the funny thing is, for Live Insurrection, the two guitarists are Mike Chalaziak and oh man, I can't remember the other guy's name now. I had it.
Right.
Pat Latchman.
Okay.
So bass is Ray Renato, and I can't remember the drummer's name, but Latchman's important because he left after this live album. He left Halford's
Mhm.
band to sing for Damage Plan.
Uh, Here's one thing I wanted to bring up also. I didn't think I forgot to bring it up before. This is not Fight.
No.
Fight was the right? And these are completely different
Well,
musicians
here's the question: who
playing.
cares about the rest of Fight? It's Halford.
No, I understand, but and in a few of these, like even the Megadeth version that
Oh, the lineup
of
has changed
the Conjuring,
significantly.
yeah. So you're not hearing. That's the only thing that kind of got me was I was trying to. I didn't. I was thinking about trying to find the same lineups for the live version and the studio version, only because people play. I know it's the same song, but people play it differently. You know?
I'm looking at the members of Fight, and I
Yeah.
don't. I've there's only one person I knew from Fight. One,
Okay.
other
Rob
than
Halford.
Halford, Scott Travis,
Oh.
drummer for Judas Priest.
Okay. Right.
That's it.
But it's funny because we're comparing live versions versus
Oh, I'm sorry.
studio
I
versions,
have
but
to time out.
go ahead.
One other member of Fight, Russell John Parrish. Name
Who's
doesn't
that?
sound familiar, right?
No.
His stage name is Satchel from Steel Panther.
Satchel. I hate Steel Panther.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay,
Robbie
good.
Lochner from Great White, and some guy named Mark Chaucy.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. No, nobody had to give a shit about other than
Right.
Halford and Scott Travis because Scott Travis is awesome.
Okay.
Been drumming away all this time. But yeah, this Live Insurrection, I swear to you, it is one of the greatest live albums I've ever heard.
All right.
98 Meltdown,
Uh-huh.
Fates Warning, Still Life,
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
and Halford Live Insurrection are some of the best live albums ever made until we get to the last song. The last song on this
No.
list,
All right.
You Motherfucker.
I had to. That's why I put it last.
I
By
know.
the way.
And I put my favorite first, and you put the
Uh
one
huh.
I always forget about, and I don't know why I forget about it because I love it with all my heart. You put it last.
Now the song itself is amazing by itself on the album.
Wait a second. We have to say what it is first. So
Okay, go ahead.
this is Nutshell from Alice in Chains off the album Jar of Flies. And
Yes.
it comes in Music Bank, but it was from their unplugged performance.
Oh, does it? Did I?
It's from the version
Music
you got
Bank.
is from
I
the
don't
Music
know.
Bank collection.
Yeah,
But
but it's
it's
the unplugged at the MTV. Um, the thing about Alice in Chains, uh, never got to see them live. This is the only band on my list that I never saw live.
I did I saw
Um,
them live, but not with Lane Staley.
Lane Staley. Uh, um, one of my favorite bands only because they were able to make a heavy album, and then their EPs were this. This, no excuse. I mean, the same album, no excuses. I mean, they completely changed their musical style in between albums to
Every
do
album is
like
a completely different experience.
it's amazing, and I love Alice in Chains for that. And I'm so disappointed I never got to see them,
Now,
and I
if
don't want to go see them now because it's not the same Alice in Chains.
I
I mean,
they are fun. They're a fun show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it
Okay.
is honestly, I've heard from what I've heard, the later Lane Staley shows were not good. They were not a good time.
No, he's just
He was in bad shape.
high all the
The
time.
recording
Yeah.
of Unplugged, he did sitting down wearing gloves because his hands were covered in track marks because he was shooting in
Oh
between his
yeah.
fingers. You know,
Yeah.
he was not in a good way.
Terrible. No.
Um, but not being in a good way led to an amazing performance, but that
Yes.
doesn't make it great.
So much so much feeling in this fucking song. Live?
Oh,
Oh my god.
that we're talking about it and I'm getting that feeling.
I know, it's
Because I
fucking
remember because this is what opens Unplugged. It's the first
okay.
track. And immediately the
Uh-huh.
hair stands up.
Right, right.
If I
They
can't be
yeah,
my own,
they tell you
I'd
where
feel
they're
better
going.
dead.
Yeah. They
Those
tell you where
lyrics
they're
were
going. Right up
painful.
oh. Mhm.
They were so painful. It was so good.
Yeah.
And that is this is the moment where we realize that Alice in Chains makes fun of Metallica all the time.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember on Mike Inez's bass, it said friends don't let friends get friends haircuts
Yes. Yes.
because he
You know, it is
couldn't
so long
fucking
ago
stop himself.
because because I did watch the video of this a few times, listening to it and then watching it
Oh yeah.
just to get the feel, and I didn't even realize I read that a million times. I didn't even realize what it meant,
And
and
this
now
is
it's
something
funny.
Roxy Joe and I talk about all the time. Um, as much as Lane Staley was the vocalist, the harmonies that were provided were
Right.
so
When
intense.
what's amazing to me is that, I didn't realize how much vocally, what's his name?
Jerry
Oh,
Cantrell
I can't remember.
provided.
Jerry Cantrell provided. After, after Lane's, died, uh, watching them play live shows again and hearing him sing and go, "Holy shit." He
That's
had a lot to do with it.
I honestly, there are times, and Joe and I were talking about this. There are a lot of times where people thought that the main part of the harmony was Lane, but it was actually
Right.
Jerry,
Right.
and Lane was
Yes.
backing him,
Right. And we didn't realize it
and
until he
until he
until he
passed.
was gone and they
Yeah.
did it and you're like, "Wait a minute. It sounds exactly the same."
Except now with William Duvall doing that, because he does the same thing, where he
Uh,
backs Jerry Cantrell in parts where they do the harmonies,
right.
and it's amazing to hear him back up
Mhm.
Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah.
It's awesome, but at the same time, it sucks that we no longer have Lane Staley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please don't do heroin. Heroin's a horrible drug. It
Yeah.
takes lives. It ruins lives, and even if you try it, it could be the first time, could be the last time.
They killed so many of the bands we love. My God.
Well, no, it killed a lot of the
Although,
bands you love. Because I know you're gonna
mm,
mention was it Sublime? Didn't he
okay.
fucking OD on the
Yeah.
H?
Before they got fucking famous too. That album blew up after he died. Could you imagine? He never knew.
Good,
They were famous, but after he died, that album took off.
good. Fuck him.
Jesus Christ, take
I
it
never
easy,
liked
man.
Sublime.
Okay. Fuck.
What was the other? Who was it? It was Shannon Hoon from Blind Melon.
Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah.
We're not any poorer for knowing whatever.
They were a good band. They could have been something.
I
They
have
could have
made
fucking
a Kurt
fucking
Cobain
Nirvana. Fucking
shotgun
all these.
reference every day this week.
You're a terrible person.
I literally I found that video of the guy talking about shotgun. He goes, it's a powerful platform used by what was it? Used by hunters, breachers, and sad musicians all over the world.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck him. Courtney did it anyway. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, I watched that documentary. I fucking definitely think she did it. Even though I don't know.
Just remember, if
Whatever.
he hadn't died, we may not have had Foo Fighters. So,
I know. I know.
are we really
Foo
suffering?
Fighters rule. Foo Fighters rule. Dave Grohl came into his own.
Oh, he really
My
did.
God, that man is a genius.
I can't believe it's.
A fucking genius.
He's been in two of the most successful bands I can imagine for
Yeah.
the style, and of those two bands, he is the most important member.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, whatever. Kurt Cobain, Chris Novoselic, nice guy, whatever. Pat Smear, terrible name.
Well, because he came from the punk. He came from the
I
Germs.
know. I know but he's also a very funny guy.
Eh,
You
And
can't have the
his
name
real
Pat
name's
Smear
probably
without being funny.
his name's probably like Pat Sanchez too. Have you seen him?
Looking it up. Hold on. Found him.
Uh-huh.
Not even close.
Well,
George
I don't even
Albert
know his.
Ruthberg.
He's Jewish.
Wow, that's an assumption. Just because his last name is Ruthenberg?
Really? That's an assumption. His last name's Ruthberg.
Ruthenberg.
All right, whatever the fuck it is,
Uh,
dude.
German Jewish immigrant father, Native
Okay.
American, was it African American and Native American mother?
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Oh,
he joined
hi
a
Shane.
commune at 13.
1 second. What's up, buddy? I know, buddy. Go downstairs. I'll be down in a little bit. You okay?
We've done in like 10 minutes.
Your gloves are right. All right, go get them. All right, then I'll get them tomorrow. Go play your game. I love you, dude. Shane just woke up.
For him,
He- Huh?
8 o'clock nap time's over. Are they off from school all this week too? Coming up?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that sleep
They're gonna
schedule
be
is
up.
going to get crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Woo.
And then Saturday night, I'm finally like, you guys gotta go to sleep. You gotta go to work, school in 2 days. And I try to get him back on. Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
So I guess on that note, we're done for today.
Oh, yeah. So I discovered something the other day.
Oh, here we go.
I was on Facebook and I found another group that Luigi's involved with. I don't know how to do this anymore. There's so many.
What's it? Oh, you know what? You're right. I did see some improv group. They're playing on they're playing in a
At the
few
let
weeks.
at the Let Love In, which is still the funniest, not the funniest,
Let
but it's
Love
a
In.
fun name for a
That's
for a
that's
for
a
a
cool
bar.
name. That is a cool name.
The Shove It In is still the funniest.
Wow. Anyway,
Anyway. No, you can
are you
find
gonna
him
go
on
see him?
it's easier if we just find Luigi on Facebook
Yeah,
or
just look for
Instagram.
him. Yeah.
Luigi Gennaro. Luigi Gennaro voiceover. You can find all the links to him. Um, I'm gonna go through the ones I do know off the top of my
Okay.
head. Radio Free Tibet, The Ouija, and Tiny Cyclones. Those are the three I know the names of. There are two more which not as familiar with. I'm gonna be getting familiar with them.
Oh,
And then
wait. There's one with a T. Is there one with a T?
I
He just sent me a friend request. I don't know.
I'm not
God
doing the
damn it,
search again.
Luigi.
And then there's one that's the initials of the three members of the band. I will get them for the next
Yes.
episode. So
Okay.
yeah, he's got to deal
Alright.
with communication issues. We're gonna
Alright, see,
talk
that's
about
fine.
Roxy Joe and
Go ahead.
Acyst, AECYST on YouTube. You can check him out. You can I think you can find his music on streaming platforms as well, but I've always found him on YouTube because he also has a visual component to all his songs. I highly suggest you check him out. Um, we have John with Unworked Apparel, awesome designs, Unworked Apparel on Facebook and Instagram. He does great work. He'll work with you, work on designs with you. He does more than just shirts. He did patches for me a couple years ago. It was a great time. He helped out so much. And then finally we have we're missing two. We're missing two. We
I don't know. I
have
was talking to my son. I'm sorry.
relax,
You
don't
did
worry.
Joe. You did
I did
Luigi.
Joe. I did Luigi. I did John.
You did John.
We have
Yeah, you
Desolate
did.
has a new album out. That's Leo.
Oh, I was who the fuck is that?
Desolate, yeah, you got to check them out. I'm gonna end up putting one of their songs on a list eventually because their
Alright.
stuff is amazing. A new album came out this month. Check it out.
Uh-huh.
You can find them on Instagram, Desolate NYC. I don't know if they have a Facebook. I barely use Facebook. I just because I've known Luigi 20
You've done a
something
few things
years.
the past couple of days where I've looked and you've put something on there and I'm like, oh look, Dave did some shit.
I posted something today that somebody felt they had to contact me because they thought I wasn't okay.
Oh, is that I read it. It's something that somebody said what we should say instead of going with the flow or whatever.
Oh no, yeah. But it was just as the horrors of existence persist, so must I.
Oh, that's what it is. Yes. Cuz they want to you should replace that with um
Instead of go with the
living
flow.
the life or whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
whatever
Living
it
the
is, yeah.
dream.
But you live in the dream, maybe that's what it is, yeah. Um,
That was one
and
of two
also
things
let
I
me
had posted. Somebody's like, "Are you all right?"
yeah,
I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm
look,
me."
yeah, yeah. If you leave me alone, I'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, no, it was meant like, "Are you okay?" Like they were worried about me. But at the same
Oh, I
time,
know, yeah, yeah,
I'm too stupid to do stupid shit to myself.
yeah. Listen, I'm too scared to do stupid shit to myself. It's gonna hurt, and I don't like to be hurt.
I tell I tell people all the time. I'm like, my dad joked it. Like I joked with him about going out in a pool of somebody else's blood.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
So
Gonna go out
I got one more.
go out the way I came in. Oh, you have to cover Mike Pacheco.
Yes, yes. Look up Michael Pacheco on. I know it's so weird. It's the same thing when people call me Michael. It's so weird. I'm not. My mom, and my fucking sister call me Michael. Um, Michael Pacheco on Spotify. He's on all the streaming
Streaming.
platforms. His new album is X. Check it out. His band Molar Remains gave my band UFK our first shot. We opened for him at the record release party for No Cash Flow, I think. way back in '97 at Castle Heights. Check out No Cash Flow if you can find it. I don't know if that's on stream. I don't think that's on the streaming stuff, but I have a hard copy of that, and if I can find a CD player, I'll play it again. And that's that. Oh, and I'm the main star of the video for Pain Elemental. Look
Oh,
it up.
I thought you meant that
We'll
that
look it up.
one of the One Last Show where you fall off the stage.
Well, that's yeah.
Star of the
But
show.
look, yeah. At the Continental. Great. Doing a show at the Continental and I fucking fall off the stage like a fucking asshole. But look up Mortal Remains Pain Elemental.
Say,
The
what do you
album
mean like an asshole?
Oh, I'm an asshole, yeah, I know. But listen. Salud.
Enjoy the last of that. You gonna give it the Mississippi tornado?
I don't know what the
You
fuck that
spin the
means.
bottle and then let it slide down your throat.
No, I'm not that good.
Gotta
I like
relax
to
the
drink
throat.
beer. I like to drink beers. I don't like fucking tricks.
Oh God, we're assholes. So for now, take care of each other. Take care of yourselves.
Hail Halford.
I really thought he was gonna freeze there. Hail Halford. We'll catch you soon.
Bye-bye. I'm a hugger and a toucher.